The information and responses you give us will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Thank you. You may put your hand down. Ms. Moncada, before we proceed, there's several things that I need to discuss with you. They involve constitutional rights and protections that I'm making a record of. Ms. Kayleen Rivera is making a official court record. We're going to discuss them, and then in the proceedings, all of them basically will be repeated in writing in different documents. And we'll explain those as we proceed. Did you and Ms. Hewitt review the case?
Yes.
All right. The first right that I need to discuss is the right to remain silent. In this proceeding, you do not have to make any kind of statement. You don't have to answer questions, and you don't have to sign any papers, especially papers that are a confession or admission to wrongdoing. Do you understand you have the right to remain silent?
Yes.
You also have the right to a jury trial. That's where your attorney and the state's attorney, under the guidance of the court, would pick out 6 people to hear the evidence and decide whether you're guilty or not guilty. That's a right that you have, right to a jury trial. You have the right to confront or question any witnesses who would testify in a trial. You can ask them questions, cross-examine, or challenge any way you wanted to. That's the right to confront witnesses. Do you understand you have that right?
Yes.
All right. There's a right called the right to appeal. That is a right where you by yourself, your attorney by herself, or the two of you together could demand, with the right papers and the right timeline, you could demand that a higher court review the official record and the evidence in this case and the results, and for whatever reason you wanted to challenge. That's the right to appeal. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. Then you also have a right, and by the way, you and the state, the prosecutors, both have the right to have this hearing conducted in the public open courtroom. That right is being suspended right now because of the pandemic, the COVID pandemic. We're not doing hearings in the courtrooms right now. So what we are doing is, as you see, a video conference by computer. And this, by the way, is being shown on YouTube, and it is public. Anybody in the world can just tune in on YouTube, and they can see you, see all the rest of us, and hear and see what's going on. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. Now, I will be showing you documents. All the documents, with 2 exceptions, will have this identifying information at the top. You notice it says cause number 641682, State of Texas versus Guillermina J. Moncada in County Court at Law Number 5, Bexar County, Texas. That's the identifying information. Then you see in all capitals, bold print, in other words, dark print, the title of this document, State's Consent to Video Conference. That's the state has the right, like you do, and they agree that we will not do this in the public courtroom. You see that is signed by Andrew Harris Edelman on behalf of the District Attorney's Office. Did you see and understand this document? Did you see and understand this document?
Yes.
All right. The next document Patricia. The next document has the identifying information, and then the title of this document is Discovery Acknowledgement. There's a law called Article 39.14 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. That's the title of a law that says that the state of Texas requires, it demands, that the prosecutors provide you access to and provide you the opportunity to review understand the materials, documents, videos, anything that's evidence, so that you can make an informed and intelligent decision. That document is signed by your attorney, Ms. Hewitt, and Mr. Edelman, saying that they agree that that law has been obeyed. Did you see and understand that?
Yes.
All right, the next document, again with identifying information, this one says defendant's consent to video conference. We talked about that a moment ago. Now we're showing it to you in writing. You reviewed this document and I believe you signed that. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now we're going to show you another document, again with the identifying information. This one is titled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions. It starts off with 3 sentences by themselves. The first one says that you don't need me to read to you the official papers that accuse you of burglary of vehicle. And then the second sentence, you state that I know that I am charged. I understand that in this case, I am charged with the following offense, burglary of a vehicle. Then the third sentence says, I hereby enter a plea of nolo contendere to the charge of burglary of vehicle. Did you see and understand this document?
Yes.
All right, now the rest of this document is divided into 15 sections or divisions. They're numbered individually. The number 1 is the range of punishment. The markings show that you understand that this particular charge of burglary of vehicle is a Class A misdemeanor. And the fine can be from $0 to $4,000 and jail from 0 days to 1 year in jail. Did you see and understand that?
Yes.
Now, I want you to read number 2 for me. What does it say?
I understand I have a right to a jury trial, a right to cross-examination of witness, and a right to remain silent. I freely and voluntarily waive and give up those rights.
All right. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever had any mental health problems?
No.
Have you ever been given or taken mental health medication?
No, sir.
Okay. Number 4 talks about nolo contendere because that's what you're going to plead. Is that right?
Sorry?
You're going to plead nolo contendere in this case?
No contest.
No contest? Right. All right.
Yes.
All right. Number 4 says that the reason you're doing this is because you reviewed the information, the evidence, and listened to your attorney, and you believe it is in your best interest to plead no contest. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever been involved with the sex offender registration program?
No.
Okay. Number 6 reminds you that you're making a plea bargain with the state, but it is the judge, myself, that has to agree yes or no. I have the authority to say no and the responsibility, yes or no. I also have the responsibility, I can give you a punishment within the proper range, greater, heavier than what you agreed to. If I reject your deal, I say no to it, or if I give you a punishment that's heavier than what you agreed to, then in that case, the law would allow you to start all over again, and nothing that you said or signed would be used against you. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, were there any motions that were filed and ruled on, Ms. Hewitt?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Moncada, where were you born, ma'am?
San Antonio, Texas.
All right. The papers will reflect that you are a U.S. citizen.
Yes.
Now, the rest of these documents, some of it applies to you and some of it doesn't. You reviewed all of this, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Number 15 talks about what's called a risk and needs assessment. By signing this agreement after you talk to your attorney, you're telling me that you don't need or don't want, you're waiving the right to a risk and needs assessment. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, the next document is my certification. Here's where I declare to you After you read the identifying information, the title of this document is Trial Court's Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. I mentioned to you the right of appeal is asking a higher court to review this case. The fifth box out of these boxes that are stacked vertically says this is a plea bargain case and the defendant has no right of appeal. Did you understand that you will have no right of appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you have signed that document as well as your attorney? Is that your
Yes.
signature? Okay. All right. Now, the document you're being showed now is called the application for deferred adjudication. It starts off with, again, the identifying information. And then in this document, you ask for me to grant you deferred adjudication. There is an agreement being recommended by the state. Deferred adjudication, I need you to understand, is a procedure. By the way, your attorney did a very good job in getting you deferred adjudication, because even though you're going to plead nolo contendere, no contest, which is sufficient for me to find you guilty, in accordance with the agreement, I will not find you guilty at this time. If you live up to 100% of the conditions of supervision, every bit of it, then the case will be dismissed and you've never been convicted of this charge. That's very important. If you fail or refuse to live up to this deal, which, by the way, you're giving me your word and you're signing your name to, if you fail or refuse, then the state can ask me to have a hearing, give you official notice, bring you to the hearing, and if the evidence is sufficient, then I can enter a finding of guilt and you are forever convicted of this charge. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
I can assure you, you don't want this on your record as a permanent conviction. The following document is the only one that does not have the identifying information at the top, and simply because this is a full page of identifying information about you. You are working full-time for Delia's Tamales? Is Delia's
Yes,
or Delicious?
Delia's Tamales.
Delia's Tamales, okay. You were paid $12 an hour. Is it 40 hours a week?
Yes, Your Honor.
So that you're making $480 a week. Do you have the information you put in here is all true and correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you married or single?
I'm single.
And do you have any children?
No children.
Okay. Do you have, well, you've got a nice, relatively new vehicle.
Yes.
Very good. All right. Now we're going to go to what's called the plea agreement. All right, this document has a little bit different identifying information. It has your name and the case number. It doesn't say anything about County Court 5. The first two boxes you see very clearly that have been marked. That means you've seen and understood, among other things, it says you're a U.S. citizen. Then it has what's called Defendant's Acknowledgements. Did you review this with your attorney and mark it that you understood this?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, you've been charged with burglary of a vehicle. To that charge, how do you plead, ma'am?
To nolo contendere.
Nolo contendere, known as no contest. All right. Now, I am ordering you to appear within 7 days at the courthouse in the offices of County Court number 5. Because you have to provide your thumbprint. The people there will help you to do it. The hallway behind the courtroom is where the offices are. Once you get in that hallway, you can find it. I find that there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, including your own plea of no contest, but I do not find you guilty. I am granting you deferred adjudication for 12 months as has been agreed to. You are fined $200. If you behave and live up to 100% of the conditions of supervision, the $200 will be forgiven and you don't have to pay it. But if you mess all this up, that $200 will be back on the table. You will perform 48 hours of community service restitution. You'll pay restitution to Gracie Farrell in the amount of $30. Half of the community service hours, the 48 hours, will be forgiven if you live up to all the conditions. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You will be required to attend the anti-theft course, ATSE. Is that clear?
Yes.
All right. The court assesses a supervisory fee of $29. Questions, Ms. Hewitt?
No, Your Honor.
Questions, Mr. Edelman?
No, Your Honor.
Questions, Ms. Moncada?
No, Your Honor.
All right. The conditions of supervision will be read to you. You will sign them. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, Ms. Luna, do you need to visit with Ms. Moncada?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Moncada, you're going to be placed in breakout with Ms. Luna. She will talk to you and set you up so you can start off your deferred adjudication probation, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, ma'am. Good luck to you. Stay out of trouble, okay?
Call me if you have any questions, Ms. Moncada.
I will. Thank you, Loretta.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Ms. Hewitt, thank you for your courtesies and your attentions. You are excused.
Judge, I had one other client from this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Chastity Gathers. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if she's in the waiting room.
She's not.
And she's very responsive with me and I've texted her and she's not responding. So I will, if I could, I'll mute
Marty, it's
myself and,
breakout room 2.
pardon?
Oh,
Marty.
okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll try to call her right now, Judge.
Alrighty.
Judge, we're gonna wait for Mr. Langlois.
Langlois, yes, he's up at 3 o'clock.
I hope he's able to log on with his client because I didn't send out any links or anything for this.
What's all this now?
Beg your pardon?
What's all this about Mr. Langlois?
He's got a client that we're supposed to get together at 3 o'clock. It was a client from this morning and he has agreed to a plea. Has that been prepared? Do you know?
I have no idea, sir.
Ms. Morgan, did you conferred with Mr. Langlois?
Yes, Your Honor, I did, and I'm still waiting on his client to sign the paperwork. He signed it, but his client has not.
Judge.
Okay,
On Moncada, did you say the $25 supervisory fee?
29.
Got it. Thank you.
29,
Got it.
also known as 29 or 29.
Loretta. She's logging on now. Miss Gathers is.
Have you conferred on this, Ms. Hewitt?
No, I did with previous prosecutors but I'd like to confer if anyone is available right now.
Okay, prosecutors, who's gonna handle Langlois? You are, Ms. Morgan?
Can, Your Honor.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, for Longoria, I am doing that one. Yes, sir.
All right. And Mr. Edelman, then will you confer with Ms. Hewitt concerning Ms. Gathers?
Certainly.
Ugh.
You. Patricia, will you place them in corporate?
It's breakout room 1.
I suspected as much.
So, Ms. Morgan, are you gonna be able to send me paperwork?
I can send it to you now. It just doesn't have the defendant's signature on it. Is that okay? Or do you want to wait till it has the defendant's signature?
I don't know, it's up to the judge. I just have to show something.
Okay, Your Honor, would you like to wait to get the paperwork with defendant's signature on it? Or would you like me to go ahead and send it now?
Prefer to have the defendant's signature on it.
Okay.
Although, as an alternative, she can, on the record, state that she willed, in fact, sign. That's a little dicey for me.
I will send a reminder right now on Adobe Sign, and hopefully she'll sign it before, and I can send it to Patty right before they log in, hopefully. Let's see.
This is on Lorraine Sanchez.
That's correct.
Last year.
Hello,
Hello.
hello.
Yes, ma'am.
I wasn't able to hear anything. This is the first time that I'm able to hear any sound, so I didn't know what was said.
What is your name, please?
I couldn't hear anything. Chastity
It's Chastity.
Gathers.
That's Loretta Hewitt's client from this morning, Judge.
All right. Ms.
She wasn't-
Gathers. Ms. Gathers, have you visited with your attorney, Ms. Hewitt?
No, not. I haven't talked to her not about, how do I put this? I've talked to her briefly, but I have not been able to like really talk about the case.
All right.
We've been corresponding back and forth with email, but nothing in depth.
Ms. Hewitt, do you want to confirm
She-
with your client,
is-
Ms. Gathers?
She is conferring, Judge, with Andrew Edelman right now. Ms. Hewitt
Okay.
is. And Your Honor, this is the young lady that was not present at 9 o'clock this morning.
Right.
That Ms. Hewitt claims that she didn't get the link.
All right, just wait
Well,
with us.
the link that I got said 2:30, and I was having complications getting
Okay.
on.
Ms. Gathers,
So,
Ms. Gathers, just wait with us until your attorney comes back and we'll see which way we're going.
okay,
All right? You
yes.
look like you're piloting a plane.
I'm actually going to pick my son up from school, so I'm driving and I have
Well, be careful.
you're in the dash. And then I always have to wear my
Right.
neck gaiter because I'll forget it. Yeah.
It looks like Snoopy trying to pilot his plane.
Yeah, I know these things are kind of big, but I mean, it kind of
Right.
blocks out the noise.
They
So I
work,
just-
huh? They work.
Yeah,
huh?
they do. They do. They really
That's
do.
good.
They're kind of big though, but yeah, they block out the noise.
That's good. All righty, just relax with us.
Okay.
Mr. Langlois is joining us now, Judge.
All right.
Hi, Judge.
Howdy, howdy.
I have conferred with Mr. Edelman, and I just need to talk with my client about what he is proposing. So if we could just get a short reset,
How long you need?
2 weeks.
We'll recall you in 2 weeks.
Thank you. May we both be excused?
Yes, you may. Ms. Gathers, be careful. You're excused, so is Ms.
Thank
Hewitt.
you. I appreciate it.
Thank
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks.
Richard Langlois.
Your Honor. How's my good friend doing?
We're doing okay.
How's your diabetes?
Well, I never know about